So they don't even necessarily want to run it as the position 3 into the Ursa's lane. So the other option could be, we talked about it when the Darkseer pick came out, they look to try and get the Doom 1v1 against the Darkseer and run some kind of aggro tri-lane into the Ursa with a bunch of stuns and just kill him over and over.
5 seconds.
It could happen. I think Pango will have to try and dodge that matchup. You just don't want to be in that scenario. I like this decision. We've talked about Darkseer a lot in the previous few days, and I think when you have a core, you need 3 things. I played this so many times. You want a core and a support that you can play with. More importantly, the core.
Yep.
You need the VAC combo stun. It's amazing. It makes the hero go from pretty good to this hero will literally win me the game if I can hit a 3-man vacuum into Ice Path.
I've never heard you say that before.
It's been a lot of
No, it's news to me. It's fine. Yeah.
It's fun. Well, no matter how many times I say it, I still will see Darkseer forced into games.
Of course.
And you don't hit
which is why you keep having to say it. It's almost like you're saying it to the players. Hello.
I like this synergy as well because it's one of the easiest to execute, right?
Like, you can put the Ice Path down first.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we used to see back when Earth Spirit still had the stun on his Boulder Smash. People would pull that off, but it's a difficult combination. You have to have perfect synergy between your position 3 and position 4. This is so easy. You just put down the Ice Path and then vacuum everybody into it. So nice ease of execution, and I think that's what you want against a team like Keen, where I don't know if you feel like you're a little bit mechanically behind them. I do think they're the underdogs a little bit in this game, so make your game easy for yourself.
The Jakiro pick and the Wyvern pick on the other side of things as well, so we're going to get plenty of dragons in this game. Jakiro, a highlight because had 8 picks so far here at ESL 1 Mumbai and has won 87.5% of the games he's featured in. Booyah for the double-headed dragon.
Depends on how they set this up, but I feel like so far I'm liking the Pangos more. Now they're going to go for the support tiny, it feels, and there you go, that's your Darkseer partner. So they've literally hit my 3 big points.
I have.
And this is the Darkseer game you're looking for. And who's got last pick now? Oh, my boy, Iceberg.
Yeah.
This is the dream, I'd say, as far as Pango. And maybe they win, maybe they lose, but I approve of their preparation, and I think that they've set themselves up for a very nice 10th pick.
Despite the fact that about 7 minutes ago you didn't like the Darkseer Ursa opener.
Well, that's before they picked Lich Wyvern into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do make the Ursa's game difficult to play.
Yeah.
You have 2 supports that can peel, that can prevent physical damage. You can pop your Wyvern ult on him to cancel out his BKB. I'm just concerned that it's not going to matter because you can't really contest him in the laning phase. You could try lane him to your point. Just don't know how successful that's going to be when you consider the Tiny's always capable of just walking over and tossing back.
Sure.
The Jakiro is a massive deterrent to a tri-lane as well. Like, that hero is just so strong. Dual Breath is such a ridiculous ability.
That just gives away the lifesteal aura if you ever get vac walled.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So what's the thought behind the Wraith King here?
It's a carry with a little bit of setup. I like the stun. I like the fact that it's going to give them a little bit more building damage as well, which they didn't really have.
That's true. I was about to be like, what? But then I remembered that he's got skeletons.
Yeah. It feels like the skeleton build is just the build.
How could you forget?
Look,
bloody things are annoying.
He hasn't, in fairness, if you look at the history of Dota, Wraith King has only had skeletons for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
So,
used to be so basic when he was still Skeleton King.
oh,
right?
one button hero. Yeah.
Literally a stun. That was it.
So he was your perfect hero then?
Yeah, I was really good at him. It was one of the first heroes I played.
Then they gave him the weird Mortal Strike, which is kind of like Shadow Demon's current, the way that his Soul Catcher works now. And that was also a bit weird. But they've been trying to give him another ability for a while, and they've been trying to remove all these boring passives, like now Take Aim mysteriously has the active for no reason, but
for like double range.
Yeah,
it's
on
like
one
how many
hit.
times?
It makes Rubik sad. You're Rubik and you steal Take Aim, and like.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. You know, I didn't think of that, but that's actually
all these really bad passives that you can just activate for no reason, or
refuse to activate, like Envy did his Mystic Snake yesterday. To give it away to an
toggling Mana Shield
twice.
would have been good.
Yeah, I had to go back and check. I was like reading on Reddit, right? And there's always Envy fans defending him. So there's people like, oh, you can't do that. It doesn't work. You can't steal Mana Shield. And then, you know,
You can.
We were right, thankfully. Yes,
Yeah.
you can steal.
And the Ag Snake actually did a lot of work in that game.
tons of work. You can't
It was stunning them while they were trying to take that melee barracks at bottom. It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Phantom Lancer being banned, a little bit of a counter to the Wraith King potentially.
Yeah. Good bans from both sides.
Yeah.
And Keen, you need a mid hero now. Blindly into this matchup, I think you got to look to perhaps deny the Storm from Pango, but Wraith King kind of does that there and that.
Park, and Iceberg likes
Wait,
that.
Pango popping off.
Likes that a lot.
Look at this.
Iceberg likes that a lot.
Yeah, that is, dude, that is like one of the best heroes for an Alk to play against throughout the game, because you're purely that magical burst, right? And at a certain point, it's 50 minutes and Alk has like Radiance, Treads, ult popped. There's no real sustained damage on the side of Keen. Alk already is the Doom counter. Like, this, all in on Pango. All in.
Yeah, I'm taking Pango as well. This is an awesome Alk.
Do either of you own property, or
I wish.
would you have put it on this game?
No, but if the Queen told me I'd get a lordship to determine the winner, I would say Pango.
Right.
And
Okay.
that would be it.
But we haven't seen an alchemist in the
Doesn't
entire
matter. It's
tournament.
perfect. It's perfect.
Is it just perfect for this game?
It's got that 10th pick factor, the same way that the Storm Spirit had in the previous series.
You can still win technically if you're Keen, but it's going to take a couple miracles. You need to absolutely destroy Iceberg. And I don't know how the hell you're going to do that, because there's an Ursa in one lane, a Darkseer in another, and a Tiny that's going to be roaming around the map. This is the dream. They're going to win this game in 25 minutes.
Okay, all right. Well, bold predictions here on the panel. Not just the fact that they're going to be finishing off their opponents quick. It's going to be under 25 minutes, says Kyle. Okay, bold predictions aside, don't forget to keep your eye out for an MVP performance in here, because you still get to vote on that. And that's what we'll remind you about on our way to game number 1.
It's rare we get such clear reaction out of the players when we go into the draft, but boy, Iceberg seemed very happy. It seemed like he predicted that puck pick and knew that the Alchemist was going to be the perfect last pick for Pango. Blitz, I don't even think I need to ask you which draft you're siding with, but how bad is this?
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So we were in this chat, and our friend Adela was like, why didn't they pick Puck? Puck's cute. Well, like, Puck is cute, but the hero itself is just like, it's kind of dumpster tier. Like, it just doesn't, this is for you, Adela, it doesn't do damage. Oh, hold that thought, as they're going to go in on Slayer. They need to get aggressive from the early, and they need to just crush the laning phase. Like, that's the only way that you're going to make this game somewhat acceptable for yourself.
They are going to be able to get that second stun from Wraith King. Who are they going to get the first blood to? Of course, you're going to try and give it to your mid. That's going to be... I mean, I feel like whenever I see those kind of plays, the 5-man smoke play, I always have a suspicious feeling. They're like, oh, you feel like you got outdrafted, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're like, we got to do something.
So, I mean, you saw right there how hyped Iceberg was. Like, he was just going insane. And I think the majority of it was just like, guys, you have a hero, Puck, that we just said doesn't deal a lot of damage, versus a hero that's, like, impossible to kill.
Who really strives, like, the longer the team fight goes, the longer the game goes, generally Alchemist becomes more and more favored.
So King can win, because I think you can win any game of Dota, but the only way that I could see it is you have to do real well in these lanes, and you have to just get aggressive everywhere on the map. They do have Doom, and Doom's always going to be a nice counter to these, like, single core lineups. So I think Kyle is being, like, he's going a little bit too hard. Like, I could see a scenario in which this Alk just gets doomed every fight and they kite the Ursa, because I think Wraith King's actually quite nice against Ursa.
Yeah, so it's not a 90-10 draft.
Yeah,
right?
Like, you blink in, you burst the Wraith King, then he just, like, comes back alive and he kites your Ursa and he dies. We saw that in the game where Na'Vi played against Keen. And I think that's what, like, Keen was going for when they were like, oh, that Wraith King versus Ursa actually seems pretty sick.
Well, they may have gotten the first blood, but at the same time, we did see Pango picked up the first 3 bounties, and as a result, the Alchemist is now tied up with the Puck. And correct me if I'm not wrong, but laning phase-wise, Alchemist crushes the Puck as well, right?
Yeah, because you just, I mean, he can't harass you like hard enough.
Yeah.
He doesn't. The thing about playing Alk is like you want a hero that can like force you to the jungle immediately, and I don't think Puck really does that. As you see, he doesn't even decide to go for phase shift. He's like, there's no point in this.
Yeah. And in fact, he's actually having a little bit of trouble here with just the acid spray being out there. This does leave us with a 1v1 matchup in the top lane. It's the Darkseer versus Old Levin. Jump in. Okay, maybe he can pressure Iceberg's Alchemist. Looks like Iceberg underestimated that.
That was so greedy by Iceberg. Like, when you play against at bottom.
Try to go for the kill onto Slayer here, trying to stop this pull and punish the support for doing so. And well, this is going to take a little while. That will be able to eventually get the kill, as Wraith King does have plenty of mangoes to burn through. But there's a lot of time lost in the lane, and Dark actually takes so much damage, he may have to go back here.
I will say that I don't think it was 90-10, but I think it was maybe like 75-25.
Okay.
If you had asked for an accurate thing.
Yeah.
But in mid, that was definitely a mistake by Iceberg. Like, he knew that the Puck had Waning Rift, and it's like the classic melee versus range one where you step over their hill to get one more CS. He could have just backed and popped this out.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's getting a little bit too excited, you know?
Another attempt at a kill here. Keen Gaming with their aggro tri-lane. They feel like they need to be able to get kills over and over again, and they are killing the supports time and time again. And it does mean that Old Chicken, he'll get that. I want to point out his CS is only 10 and 2 net worth wise. These kills aren't actually benefiting that much either. He's only sitting at 1,300. He's below the Ursa by 200 gold right now. But they are getting a really good, I think this is a great 1v1 matchup. Like, there's a lot of melee heroes that wouldn't be able to deal with Darkseer, but Doom had so much regen out of Devour. He's actually good, and he's even being kind of crippled by the fact that Ghostic brought a sentry and placed it out, blocked the hard camp.
I actually think this is okay for Doom. Like, because of the nature of Devour, it's like you can almost keep up in CS too.
Old Chicken gonna be slowed down here. Vampire's gonna be able to hit him with the avalanche. They will be able to get that kill. Now, he's kind of stuck here inside the trees. Not sure if these two supports are gonna have enough damage. In fact, Dark is gonna start feeling that pressure. That's where the Splinter Blast comes in. That's gonna stop a lot of that damage. Dark is gonna try and limp away from Vampire. Won't be able to make it, but the Chihiro's already died. And now Old Chicken comes back into lane. They're gonna be able to kill all three members of this Pango tri-lane. Meanwhile, the Puck gets a kill in mid lane as well. Iceberg has died again.
Ooh, I mean, Kyle said this game was like guaranteed 100%, and you saw Iceberg was hyped.
Yeah.
He should be. Like,
he felt like it was 100%.
He's like, he's a pro. He knows, like, these are the situations. It's like when we saw the free Storm game that he had yesterday.
Yeah.
You usually know when you've checkmated. You're like, okay.
Right.
Like, we actually just got him, and he's getting outplayed thoroughly in this lane.
All right, Doom.
Like, all you have to do is survive till 6. But I think he's just pressing up for
top lane
too often.
Ursa is going to be run down here. Looks like they tried to swap up the lanes. They're almost immediately punished as the Ursa shows up the lane and dies just like that. I don't even know. I think he might have TP'd out the lane too.
Yeah.
So
we talked about how the only way that Keen was going to win this game, like if it got later, was they had to just like run over in the laning phase.
Yeah.
And that is so far so good. They are absolutely crushing the laning phase. They've done such a good job being very aggressive. I think they understood too the position that they're in. They're like, this might not matter how many kills we get, but we've got to give it a good try.
The early control may mean that Keen Gaming take better control of the bounty runes. Ghostic, nope, he snacks that one away from Dark, and look at that, Vampire actually takes it away from Kaka as well. Pango, they just got all 4 bounty runes. May cost Darkseer his life here. He's gonna pop the Ion Shell, doesn't have a surge for another 4 seconds, gonna be slowed down. Old Chicken does have the Wraithfire Blast coming up in 4 seconds time, but if you can get far enough away until that coil comes in, they're gonna be able to take down Ghostic. Over to the top lane though, we have the Ursa being drove again as well as Slayer. Slayer's definitely gonna be going down. Nave actually thinking maybe he could fight still. Keen Gaming will not go for that core. Keen.
Gotta be careful because now Doom has Doom, and Keen is playing this laning phase beautifully as they're gonna go in on the Alchemist, but under a shrine with Slayer TPing in. I think this is an unlikely kill, especially with Yi being completely out of mana, but they have to respect the laning phase more. I think they're counting their chickens before they hatch.
Yeah.
They're just thinking like, oh yeah, we just need to get to a certain point, but
Slayer can kill him
in Dota.
The dual breath is going to be able to catch Dark. He had still a little bit left. He can pop the frost shield on himself, and he's going to do so now. See if he can actually survive. The physical damage is going to be a little bit limited because of the frost shield, but it's still enough. Slayer gets that kill, trading himself out, though, to the Wraith King, that top lane as well. We had an engagement as they were getting into it a bit, but both teams going to back up here.
You see Naive, by the way, he is getting absolutely crushed in this lane, and he might get punished here for not using the shrine immediately.
Doesn't pop the shrine. He didn't learn from Iceberg's mistakes. Got a little greedy, tried to min-max his way, jungling, and ends up getting caught by this puck. He's doing a great job rotating all around the map, too.
They are crushing it so hard right now. I mean, I feel like they're not really respecting the laning phase as much as they should.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think they're looking past the game. They're like, oh, well, once our out gets Radiance, everything is going to be fine, which is true, but, you know, you could just get overrun, your out gets doomed in every fight, suddenly you've lost the game in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that is a possibility.
And King Gaming are up by 11 kills right now, but they're only up by 1K net worth, and it's not like the Alchemist is hugely ahead. Like, the way the Alchemists kind of make the net worth not really mean anything, it's still early on in the game. And that's probably just due to all the bounties. As you can see, 1,800 more gold going the way of Pango, purely off of the bounties being picked up in the presence of the Alchemist.
Yeah, that's the one thing that they should really be trying to deny, especially with the amount of map control that they have. This has probably led to, like, Iceberg just having, like, an extra nearly 1,000 gold. I mean, he's not that far from Radiance. I remember one time I played a pub with Kyle and with Insania, and he was just like, he asked, he's like, guys, is a 15-minute Radiance good? And we were like, no, it's not, Kyle.
Not at all, Kyle.
He's like, is Boots Radiance at 15 good? We're like, we have lost this pub. Thank you, Kyle.
Did you lose it?
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Kyle is not a very good Alk. That's what I learned that day.
Well, he believed in Iceberg's Alk, and we'll see whether or not that faith was misplaced. He's going to be able to run into Slayer here, but at the same time, they're trying to go for the dive on a Vampire. I love this rotation from the Wraith King, too. Being able to get a kill, but also, they do not have a great hero for being able to pressure towers. The Wraith King, by far, is the best hero for that. And being able to take that mid, I mean, you said it's all important to controlling the jungle. That's got to be even more important when facing an Alchemist who's so good at jungling.
This is so brilliant, actually, like how well they're playing around their disadvantage.
Yeah.
They place a ward in the jungle to get deep. They rotate their carry to just take this like tier 1 tower, and they're going to get a complete control of this Radiant jungle area. Iceberg, this is why he's going to come in. He really wants to defend it. The stun from Tiny's going to fly in. The toss back too.
Puck is going to phase shift and jump back to his orb. He's going to be okay. And we could see there is going to be this very dangerous synergy. Once Iceberg is tanky enough, being able to throw an Ion Shell on him and surge him up, it's like, it's also some of the way that you see like Darkseer with Lifestealer, just covers some of their weakness of being kited, right?
Oh man. I mean, I just realized it's 3-16 right now.
Yeah.
Pango are just feeding everywhere on the map. Their Ursa still only level 5, despite the fact that, you know, he's been jungling or having a free lane for quite some time. Slayer, you know, he's got dreams of hitting level 6. The only person doing really well on their team still is, of course, the Alchemist, and that's going to be the nature of this hero. But when it comes to the other 3 cores and the GPM that they've got, it's all Keen Gaming.
Well, we saw the impact of the bounty runes earlier. I mean, they're playing
so brilliantly in this early game. You see Old Chicken too, he's committed to this like mid-game timing build.
Yeah.
He's just gonna all in for the armlet. Yeah. You don't really see that nowadays.
Don't slow down by going for Radiance, you're saying?
Just like run at people, come take the fight.
Yeah.
Get a BKB as they're gonna...
Oh, the smoke pop. They know it's somewhere into the right side here, but look at that. The Ursa is actually rotated around, and they're gonna be able to catch the Doom here. This is gonna be a big pick off of Pango can actually get it. They actually do manage to grab several bounties and maybe kill 11 here. He turns and fights a little Ghost Stick. Thinks better of going up into that double high ground area. Back over to bottom lane. It looks like Old Chicken is fighting up with that Ursa, who went around to snag up that bounty rune. He's going to pay for it, though, with his life.
Did he end up actually getting it? He got one of them. I don't even know if that's that bad. They got the majority of the bounty runes again, right?
Yeah, Pango got...
3?
3.
Yeah, they're still getting a ton of bounty runes. Can we get the layer bounty rune thingy? Let's see the gold.
Yeah, I mean, that is
huge.
There's not a better game for this one. 2,200 gold.
This is what's kept Iceberg in as, I mean, he's had an abysmal laning phase and he still has Radiance.
Oh, Vampire's going to be found by Old 11. He cannot get away. He's hoping the toss would come off cooldown. Maybe he tossed the Doom away, but no such luck. Ice Path. Hitting Yi. Looks like they really want to finish off this mid-tier 1 tower. And looks like they're going to go for Iceberg as well. Old Chicken's just going to go for it. Pop, the skeleton's out. But look at Ghostic. He's sitting on top of the puck. Puck realizes, but now he just jumps into an avalanche. He goes to the sides, but he's going to be fouled by the Ursa. Old Chicken's getting kited around here. Really wants this kill on Iceberg. They're going to go for the Winner's Curse. Reset here. He also has the Unstable Concoction that's going to land on the Doom as the Alchemist dies here. And now with being kited by the Lich Armor, being duped up as well, the Ursa has no way to be able to lay out the damage. Everybody from Keen Gaming is so low, but he can't finish anybody off. Keen Gaming easily win that engagement in mid and will take the tower as well. As look at that bottom lane, the Wraith King, the last skeleton dies, but he served his duty. The Siege Wagon will finish the tower for him.
And Ghostic was running over in a hurry. Heard that nobody was home, but unable to get the deny onto the tower. And they are just getting crushed right now. And the gold lead only looks like 2K, but if you get Roshan, you take an Aegis, suddenly you can just march down these lanes. The Radiance Alchemist isn't strong enough, and the Ursa definitely isn't. Like, I don't even know if you need to Doom Naive at this point. So it's more like, it feels as though you're playing against this like single core Alch.
Yeah.
And I think playing against single core Alch with the type of heroes that they have is fine, especially with the Doom. And Iceberg now, he does have a Radiance, so he is going to put Keen on a timer.
4-man smoke up, going to the Iceberg lane, but Keen Gaming, they seem to have sunset. Oh no, he didn't bait shift in time for the Winner's Curse. He's going to be able to catch 3 of them. That's a beautiful setup. And in the back line, look at Old Chicken. He's already going to take out the Jakiro. Iceberg's low. They need to finish him off. He has that Radiance burn over time. They will be able to do so. The coil snapping on a Vampire. They leave that support. Kaka's going to go back for him to make sure he dies, but they really want that Ursa kill. Looks like they're going to miss out on the time because of that, but the all-important cores, that's what they need to go for here.
I'm so surprised they decided to try to take that fight under the tier 1 tower at this point in the game.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a low percentage kill. And instead, they're going to pay with their lives. They're going to lose both their cores. You just can't afford to do this. You need to farm. You have your Radiance now. Now is not the time to fight. It is the opposite. I commend his desire to try to defend the mid tower. I think that's a very selfless play. But with the ward vision here, and we've seen Keen do this even in the series against Na'Vi. They're really aggressive about placing this ward vision while they're about to take a tower so they can grab these stragglers. They did it when they had the Disruptor. They set up for multiple kills this way. I mean, these guys, when it comes to the warding game, they're so on top of things, and as a result, they're going to get the kill and grab a tower, and they could maybe even broach high ground here.
Wow, they're just going to go for it. Force some of Pango. Okay, Blink 4, that's an illusion. Good try, Old Chicken.
This is 13 minutes into the game and feels like we've been 20.
Yeah, but they're playing into a tiny. You got to be careful of that toss back. Old Chicken will be okay. The Chain Frost is actually not going to bounce back to Vampire, but stuck underneath the coil. They can just keep on swinging at him from the low ground. Now they've used their reincarnation, a long cooldown too, so Keen not likely to keep fighting despite the pick off on the tiny.
Yeah, they threatened the Doom, but I think Old 11 realized way too fast. We're probably not going to get a kill. The ideal situation there for them is we drop a coil onto the Alch so he can't get surged out. Then we pop the Doom on him and everyone just filters on. But without the Wraith King ults, I think they were a lot more reluctant to do that. Plus, they don't... I mean,
Ghostic just runs right into him. He surged up, ran straight into Keen Gaming, the brick wall. 4-27 now. Again, only a 5,000 gold lead, but again, that's also the Alchemist.
And they need to get some bounty runes.
Yeah.
Get control of the bounty runes. That's why you see Iceberg here at bottom, but Kaka's so confident.
Oh, the 11. He just doesn't stop. He's going to chase away Vampire, make sure they control these bounty rune areas, but
getting real low.
Tried to go for it. The double damage rune, that's a way that Puck can do damage. Slowing down Slayer as well. They've got that Frost Armor. And Ursa, he did the same thing as last time, snuck around, managed to grab one of the bounty runes, but this time, for the first time in the entire game, it's Keen who walk away with 3.
This is like the most deaths I have to have seen at this point in a game.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a feeding frenzy. It's not even like the Pango's getting anything out of this. They're just literally going around the ramp dying as Vampire going to get the toss back on Old Chicken.
They pulled the left and he ran away. They had Vampire. They could have sandwiched him, but he's so busy looking for that extra kill, I guess.
Yeah, they might get their first kill in a while here.
Okay, they're going to be able to snag Ghostic with the coil. Winter's Curse, not really the combo they wanted. Beautiful Ice Path, too. Go try and wait this one out. Goes vacuum, wall, has a surge up, but he's still silenced. The nukes are too much now. They're gonna catch the Ursa as well. It just doesn't stop. I mean, King Gaming are beautifully playing this, just running everywhere in the map, barely stopping to hit creeps ever, just going for heroes non-stop. And that's why they're so far up right now in kills. Forced to pop the Enrage. Eventually, though, he will be run down because Pango can't really stop this unless that Ice Path, you know he's gonna go for the orb. He sees it, dodges it, and Puck does not want to make that kind of commitment, so he will survive.
Yeah, and it seems like they're just trading bodies for space on this Alk sometime. But since he's picked up that Radiance about 4 minutes ago, he has farmed a Blade of Alacrity. This is supposed to be the time where he goes nuts. Everything comes to him when it comes to gold. He's got 4 levels of the Grievel's Greed, and the exact opposite seems to be happening because he's being given no room around the map as they're pinging right now. I think they have an inkling of an idea that Iceberg is here. They're going to see the creeps being Radiance down. Iceberg going to get run into. He's going to get doomed up.
It's the Doom, and see, look at him. Iceberg knows he's dead, so he's just like, I'll just try and farm whatever creeps he can.
And he is going to finish up the Yasha, so not going to lose gold, but it feels as though it's been, what, like 15 kills in a row? 30 kills at the 16-minute mark is the most by any team in the LAN in all matches since TI5. That is
a lot of games of Dota.
That is a lot. Like, in my recent memory, I mean, Keen really don't want to lose this game. This is one of those, like, classic, oh, we got out-drafted, and they're just like, we're going to be furious about this.
Phase shift. It's not going to last for long, though. The coil's going to go onto the Ursa, and the Ursa just doesn't have the distance. Oh, he breaks that coil. The pullback of the vacuum, but it's not going to be enough. They have the orb. Now, it's going to be the Frost. It's going to be able to catch both of them. The core trying to get away, but they have the Lich who's going to be able to pull him back. Stare into my eye. At least Vampire, he catches one. That's the 5th kill for Pango. They got something in this game.
That is their first kill in what really feels like the last, like, 10 minutes.
And that's incredible to say, seeing as we just said how many kills this is in such a short amount of time. For one of these teams, normally it's like both teams just going back and forth getting kills. Dark, he's going to be found, but he doesn't have enough. There's just too much farm on Keen Gaming now. They're just getting too many items, getting too tanky, and this burst damage from the Ursa, from the Tiny's not going to be enough.
They should rush with the CD. I think this is the perfect time to do it. It enables them to go for the high ground. It speeds things up quite a bit for them, and that is in fact what they are going to do. As Iceberg, I mean, he's desperate. You need at least 3 items, I think, on this Alk before you feel really good. As Radiant are going to scan, they are aware that the Roshan's attempt is happening. They do have Darkseer Vacuum and Ice Path, as they're going to go in, drop the back.
That's always a good one to force people out of the Roshan pit. The Ursa may be a little bit too eager to fight here. He's going to be able to pop the Enrage before these stuns. Nice talk back from the Tiny as well. But the coil is going to keep them from being able to retreat. They're going to finish off that Tiny. Iceberg comes zooming in with the Iron Shell and the Surge. But again, the supports are still too tanky for him to quickly get the kill. So he has to back out.
And they're chasing right now. They know about this Ursa in this area, but instead they're going to filter back up. They should just complete this Roshan. It's quite low. You don't want to give Pango the opportunity to revive and go for it again, as Kaka going to tank it up with the Cold Embrace.
But Pango, or excuse me, Keen, they don't need everybody, and that's why these two are coming up, and they found Iceberg. He knows he's dead again, but back inside the pit, they're actually going to be contesting here. So we know the Alchemist is dead. Over into Roshan, though, they managed to take away the reincarnation. So Pango, at least they tried to take advantage of the fact that 2 heroes, 2 cores were missing from that Roshan pit. Trying to go back in. There is going to be the Cold Embrace forced out. The Enrage is going to go down before the stun is hit. Nice Ice Path. Greater Macro Pyre too, but now with no longer having Enrage and no longer having the Alchemist either, they're just lacking in damage entirely. The Winter's Curse just laid out into the Tiny to make sure he can't escape, but the Ursa is so fast. Look at him. He knows the Blink Dagger's coming up. He tries to juke him out, and he just did it. Oh, the 11. He got fooled entirely, and now Vampire's going to TP out, which is there's no stuns. A back-to-back play from Pango, despite them getting thrashed right now.
That is
do make the outplay.
That is unbelievable that he was able to survive in that position. That is, I mean, he drifted on him.
He certainly did.
But it's 10k lead. They picked up the bounty runes. They still have this Roshan if they want to go for it. It's less than half HP. The Pango have done a really admirable job of, like, somehow keeping this game going.
Yeah.
I feel like this Roshan, you know, it just ends the game, but they fought their hearts out. They probably bought Iceberg another few minutes of time. I mean, time is just the most valuable thing in the world for this Alchemist.
I mean, this Manta, when you have Radiant's Manta on Alchemist, this game speeds up dramatically.
Yes,
right?
just being able to farm multiple camps at once, push out the lanes. That's the most important thing. Is like right now, people have to suicide to deal with the lanes.
Yeah.
Because the creeps are so close to their towers, and they've lost the majority, all but one tier 2 tower. And being able to get the Radiant's Manta out really helps deal with that problem, and that just further delays the game.
I think that's what's most impressive about me for Keen is that normally when you have a team that's super kill heavy, they lose out on the lanes, and the lanes get pushed in all the time, but they played at such a fast tempo and made all the correct reads catching these heroes that Pango never get the heroes out in the lanes in the first place.
Yeah, this is unbelievable, Dota. Like, Keen is playing this so well, and now you get the Aegis. There's about a minute timer now. They probably want to wait for the Wraith King ulti, so they have just like lives to recycle through. But you see already, like Iceberg, he's been given 2 minutes of space. He's finished up the Manta, and he's farmed up 1,600 gold. This is exactly what you want. Just keep buying time for this Alchemist. Let him get tankier.
Their first tower being taken. They finally make it, so Keen Gaming go below that 10K net worth marker they were ahead by for so long. See that win probability heavily in the favor of Keen, but there is a chance, and it's going back up. As you said, they bought Iceberg enough time, and he's beginning to pick up. That's why it's so important for Keen to be able to find him now, not give him too many opportunities to push out the lanes with those illusions, with Radiance, and they're going to find Iceberg here. Old 11's way ahead of the rest of his team. Nice dodge from the puck. He's going to be able to get on top of Alcazar, gets him with the coil, and then they're going to surge, try to run it back through the coil, and it will be fast enough to be able to get away. Beautiful Winter's Curse laid out. That's going to be able to lock them all down, try and set up for some stuns. Ghosting immediately tries to get back. Slayer's not going to be so lucky. Ursa charging forward with the Empire, hoping to be able to get on top of one of these supports and burst them down, but he just can't do it. Time and time again, this Ursa is getting kited around these fights against the Lich, against the stuns coming out from the Wraith King and the puck.
I think that's what they learned about this Wraith King pick when they played against Na'Vi. They're like, it's excellent against Ursa. Like, it's actually so good against Ursa. We never have to worry about this hero. He can't get on top of your Wraith King and fight one-on-one.
Yeah.
And so far that has come to fruition. That was their gut call, and that was their read about the situation, and they were right. The good news for them is they were able to keep Iceberg alive. That maybe just like, if he's not alive in that situation, he's not able to man and push out that mid wave, and Keen feel more comfortable about going all in for it.
See, a lot of Iceberg's deaths were based around these Radiant jungling areas, and then tried to push out that top in a lot, but was frequently found by Old 11. Old 11's been like a bloodhound this game, man. He has sniffed out Iceberg so many times.
Yes.
They're going to go for it. They're going to smoke, wrap around here. They don't want to run into the Red King. They want to go for that back line. They find Dark immediately, and it's going to take a little while. What a beautiful Winter's Curse. Kaka was hiding in the trees, and he completely interrupted. The Chain Frost's going to be bouncing around, and pretty much all of them are going to be eliminated. His own F3 still standing strong with the Ion Shell, but eventually he does die, gets bursted, and now Slayer tries to get out. He's not going to be so lucky. Maybe the Ursa, who's so damn fast, can get out again.
I'm so surprised they decided to try to take that fight. You're still not in a position to fight. You have an Alk on your team who's got 700 GPM, and you're still behind by 13K. Like, you're not making up that net worth anywhere. And it's against a Wraith King that effectively has 3 lives.
And Keen have also demonstrated that they never, like, they're sticking together a lot. They know that they're already ahead.
They should just go high ground here.
Yeah.
If you get one set of Rex, you know, you saved up, get the next Aegis with the Refresher, or with the Cheese, get it on your Doom, go for the second set, make this game very formulaic at this point. 24 minutes in going for the high ground. It's a little bit slower than I anticipated, considering the blistering start they were off to. But the benefit is that Pango's just giving them kills still. So it's not like Keen is really afraid of this game like continuing to go on for another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the Pango are just, I mean, they must have had another, what, like 15 kills? It's 43 kills in 25 minutes. Like, usually my timing is fast, is 1 kill a minute.
Yeah. That's a fast Dota game right there. Oh, okay, they're going to be a little separated here, but the BKB from Old 11. He's just turned, and there's nobody from Pango can actually turn and fight it back. Iceberg is on top of him, trying to hide in the trees. Gets urged up, but he's going to take out eventually. That's why they're focusing on other heroes right now, like that Ursa. Ghostic's already dead. Ursa's been bursted down as well. Vampire's going to be the last one living, but he immediately jumps on top of him. They get him with a little bit of damage, a little bit of slows. The rest of his team is focusing on pushing out mid because they just trust each other to get these kills.
Yeah, this whole leaving your base as 5 thing is really not working out.
Yeah.
And now the wave is just pushed into the tower. This is going to be a free set of racks.
What? Well, that's a Meteor Hammer Ursa.
That's a Meteor Hammer Ursa.
That's a Meteor Hammer Ursa.
Not even going to go for the BKB. I think he understands, like, yeah, we probably...
Don't worry, Nox, I got it.
So
There's never been a Meteor Hammer Ursa in any competitive game ever.
At 18 minutes, they had 4 kills. It's 26 minutes in, and the Pango have 6. They've added 2 kills. It feels like Keen have doubled their score in that time. I mean, I've never seen 2 kills a minute. That would be, at least at this phase of the game, that would be insane. And they're not even that far off. They're just like a team wipe and a half off of that.
Now, I know you're keen. You want to keep playing fast as much as possible. You've already got 1 lane of Bragg. Do you want to slow down and take Roche?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, it would be really bad if you just tried to go high ground again, lost that fight, gave up Roche.
That's the only way, because you're so far ahead.
Yeah.
You're so far ahead. Any kill at this point matters, even the ones on your supports.
And we haven't even talked about the fact that, like, classically with Alchemist, it's like, oh, his net worth is deceptive. The later the game goes, it actually kind of becomes a problem because Alchemist is just this piggy bag, and he's not the hardest carry in the world. What a...
I think they're trying to, like...
What a meteor.
And they have to be, like, trying to all in, like, the meme hammer combo, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to do the thing where...
Vacuum into avalanche into meteor hammer.
Yeah. And honestly,
all on top of the wall.
If it happens, I'll never doubt the Pango again. Like,
Abed purchased a meteor hammer on Ursa at the Summit 9. He did so 7 seconds before the game ended. That doesn't count.
No,
that doesn't count. False stats. Fake news.
So Kyle said 100% win rate for the South, but I was not so bold, if you recall, Austin.
Yes.
I told you the way that they could win this game, and it has happened. I said you win the laning phase, you doom the Alch in every fight, you remove the single core, and you just run them. And me being, you know, I don't want to, you know, I said 75-25. Cal said 100%. Stake his reputation on the line. Would sell me his car if he was wrong. But
sounds a little bit like his Mafia play right now.
I'm 100% sure. All right, here we go. They're going to breach the high ground here. They do have the Wraith King with his level 2 ulti available. They've got Doom. They have his BKB. He's about to get a refresher. Here's the jump.
Doom just lay it out on him because the puck can follow up and go for the coil at any point in time. Meteor hammer lands on the Doom. You got him. You got him, Naive. Winter's Curse beautifully set up, always catching multiple heroes and allowing the Doom to be able to set up. Same goes with Pain Frost. They're all so close together. They just done so much damage. The Earth is going to die. They're going to start buying, act like mad. In the corner here, Iceberg. Kill, can't even go for that because the Cold Embrace is actually keeping Dark alive, and now gonna die alone in the trees while the rest of his team is trying to deal with Old 11. The Doom, who has a Mjolnir on him, is gonna be able to turn and fight with the Lich Armor as well. Nobody can deal with this Doom. Nobody can stop in gaming at this point. Game 1 is over.
They were incredibly close to have 2 kills a minute. Never seen that pace before in any game that I've casted.
6-53, Keen Gaming with some record-breaking win here against the Pango. And you heard the analysts, you could see Iceberg the way he feels about it, man. They felt like they should have won this game off of the draft. The analysts agreed that Pango had the advantage, and yet Keen took it to him like nobody else has.
That felt like a bunch of 9K players smurfing in this like 3K pub game. You know those Reddit threads that are like, what would happen if... That's your answer. That's what happens.
It would be Keen.
It would be Keen. And I absolutely cannot wait for Kyle to try to dig himself 100%, not even 99, 100%. I'd love to see him dig himself out of this hole.
I mean, I almost feel like at this point in time, Blitz, you might as well just get up and replace him on the analyst desk and take his job. We'll go back and see what Kyle has to say.
Yes, thank you very much, gents. Yeah, a broken clock's wrong most of the day, I guess.